push. Da-dum. What's up? I'm Half a Million, and if you've ever been in a long trade and had the bottom fall out from underneath you, I know that can be a really frustrating experience. This video is for you. I've been able to identify and call out to my crew some rug pulls lately. If I do call them out, I'm right 9 out of 10 times. Obviously, I don't catch them all, but there are some signals that you can see that will help you predict a rug pull, help you preserve your capital, and help keep you from getting dumped on. So, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. You know how YouTube works. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay. So we're talking about LLIT. Today is May 19th, and my friends and I were all enjoying our bullish trade when suddenly I predicted a rug pull, and I'm here to explain how I can consistently predict these rug pulls.
We can't see your screen, just so you know, Hafa.
Oh, can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is like the last few months of LLIT, and we can see that it's had this huge jump. The important thing is this gray box that I've put up. That's like the consolidation zone. And so you can see that the other day it dumped off, it consolidated, and then today it popped up. So this is a classic pattern known by like Gritani, Ducks, big short sellers. And it's just the short bounce into resistance because that's what this thing did. It bounced into all of this consolidation resistance. You've got these bag holders from back here. You've got these bag holders from recently. And so it's going to have trouble. But we did have a beautiful intraday chart that led to some bullish ideations. And I wish I should have just put up a clean chart for this, but this is the one I've got handy. So we have this push, and we have this nice gun chart with this beautiful consolidation. And yeah, we got money from scalping this thing. But here's how you could see this rug pull coming. Because this morning it set a high. And when they do this, I think of that first high after a big run like that. That is the key high. And then it went, and it ran. And this is just my little note. I call these weird pops on high volume that wick out. I call them captured flags. And I honestly think that it's a game that hedgies and algos play with each other, but I'll never be able to prove it. Anyway.
Can you explain that?
Huh?
Can you explain the concept of a captured flag?
Yeah, I gladly will, maybe later after the video. Because right now we're just talking about the rug pull.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. So it pops up like that, comes back down, and you can see here that it actually dips below the key high. And maybe you'll remember my wand. We were talking about this potential trade, and I was like, I would not buy the high at daybreak. Right?
Yeah, I remember.
And that was because this signal to me, like 9 times out of 10, this key high breach tells me that later in the day, at some point, there's going to be a rug pull. And so now we come up, we consolidate, and we get that rug pull. But how could we have seen it coming in that moment? And so I've got one more picture. Okay. So this is... this funny little guy is actually this right here zoomed in. So it's this... I don't know, probably like 20 minutes before the rug pull. So we come up, we get the high, or we get that nice push, the 10 break, and it shows a little bit of weakness. And that's okay. Like, we don't expect it to break out and run right away. So it comes back down and it holds. And for those of you who don't know, that is healthy price action. But where I spotted the danger is when it wicked out here, and then it wicked out here, because it was unable to hold the momentum above 10. So that tells me that shorts aren't sweating. Well, like savvy shorts aren't sweating, and bulls aren't interested. So it comes back down, and then I kind of drew this little thing here because you can see, and my wand, maybe you'll remember I said we're getting, what did I say? I said this is becoming really tight and volatile, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Yeah. So here you can see, I wish I could draw on this thing. You see, I'm gonna draw on this thing. Okay, so you get this broad move, and it comes down, and that can still be thought of as healthy. Like that hasn't told us anything yet. But then it gets like tight.
Shit. And then you
Boom.
get the lower highs. Oh my God. It's just like what you're looking for with the breakout, like, but in reverse? Oh shit.
I guess I think I know what you mean.
So like we're looking for it to get really tight, right? Like it's near support, it's getting tight, it's getting tight, it's getting tight, and then it's just getting so close to the wedge and it's so tight
You
that
mean
it just
like
starts
this?
surging up. Exactly, yeah.
Boom.
Exactly.
Okay, so I actually hadn't made that correlation. But yeah, it was just exactly. It's like it's the action is getting so tight. And then like you said, you have these higher lows.
And
It's
that descending
wicked
volume.
out. And that plus everything else that I just went over, the daily chart, the key high breach, and then this, just it was over.
Yeah, it was overall bearish, and then on the intraday, you had like kind of like a 3 4 hour zone where it was bullish, and then it went. I think in this moment, after you get the double top, after you get the lower high, because before you see the first one, it just you get the top and then it bottoms. You don't really get a high. I guess you could call that that after the. I guess you could call that you see that one red candle right there, the kind of doji after. So you see that
This
big
one here,
green candle to the left. One more, two
this one.
more. There, one more. There you go. I guess you could technically call that a lower high, but I don't really see it. Like I like that one is lower high because it actually surged with two green candles, held at the price level at the end of the minute, and then went down. But you see this just kind of high and then low, then you get the pullback, then you get the surge, which actually kind of goes somewhere. Versus this, you get the pullback. Yeah, it's a higher low, but you get that surge lower high too, into this 10 zone, which has been tested 3 times already and hasn't really broken convincingly. Then, like Hapa said, you get that tight, 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 tight consolidation, and then that trend break too. If you draw a line on the bottom, you can see that there's that trend from the higher lows right there, and you're getting that tight consolidation right near the trend line break with a double top, with an overall bearish chart that bulls are probably getting a little bit too comfortable on if they've been buying, because although it's up a decent amount from 920, the key support, I mean, it's still an overall bearish chart.
Are you talking about these trend breaks? This one here,
The
and then
not
this one
the
here,
one on the bottom.
the one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what you were talking about too about this could be a normal pullback and consolidation. You could
Yeah.
even see a higher low forming. And if this had been like spread out, I would agree. Like
Yeah.
if
But
it
then you
had,
just go straight down, straight up. You get the straight down, straight up move.
yeah, that, yeah, like you said, the tightening, the coiling, it gets too volatile too fast. And then and then all of the big picture factors come into play.
You see, it did that in 3 candles. It took so long for that to pull back. It was like one, two, three candle, 4 candles, and then just this kind of hold versus here you get the down and then just the push immediately after, and then you get the immediate stuff right after the immediate push,
Hang
and
on,
then
hang
now it's
on.
holding the
Where
doji.
what are you saying?
No, I'm sorry, but I was just saying the first push and then
This
the
first
pullback.
push?
The original where it says okay.
Yeah.
You get the first push, then you get the pullback, which is fine. Bottoming for a
Healthy, yeah.
couple minutes, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of kind of bottoming, with some descending volume.
Yep.
Then you get a push, and then yeah, that push does get stuffed, and it's a double top. And I wouldn't fault anybody for selling out of the after that double top. I really wouldn't. I think that would honestly probably be the best sell here. Like obviously it is for this chart, but we honestly felt like this had squeeze potential, and this did have squeeze
Yeah,
potential.
totally.
So I didn't mind holding it after that double top, especially when it comes down and forms a higher low. But what I wasn't seeing that half a saw, which is brilliant, was that it was a higher low, but it was just this quick bounce, super quick.
Doop.
Like it didn't hold there. You wanted to hold areas because then the support is much more built. But once you get that quick bottom and then just that immediate perk, I mean, usually you're just going to get the stuff, which you did, and then you got the stuff, and then the crazy breakdown.
Boosh. The rug pull, yeah. But again, like for me, I would not have been immediately convinced that this was gonna be a rug pull without this signal, the key high breach.
Really, what is the significance of that though? Like,
I
why does that? It's just something you noticed.
It's just something I picked up. I don't. Okay, so here's my theory. My theory is that um, my theory is that the people who shorted here probably shouldn't have done it, but they got out, right? They were permitted to leave if they were bold enough to do so. And then also, like if you had shorted in this area, which I think this would be a good shot or this would be a good shot, but if you had shorted up here, then this was a nice breakdown and hold, and it was a great opportunity to take some profits. And so, that was a good time that they could have exited and been safe. So there aren't as many shorts in here that are scared when this happens. And another thing is like it's just churning. Oh, okay. So with the just speaking of the key high breach, I don't have the answers. I just know that 9 times out of 10, when I see the key high breach, I assume a rug pull is coming.
There's got to be some other trader we can find that's talked about this before. I feel like whether it's Stocks or Gatani or somebody like
I
Trade the
wonder if
Matrix.
Trade the Matrix. I was gonna say, I wonder if Trade the Matrix has
He
anything on it.
probably does. Trade the Matrix. Out of anybody there, I feel like he'll probably have it in there if we scour his blog posts.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks for listening to my silly explanation.
Yeah, anybody who's watching the video, thanks for listening to me and Hafa. Hafa knows what the fuck he's talking about, so I definitely would listen to him.
All right. Later.